this is our review of our translations today. There are 3 translations that we talked about. And remember that when we talk translations, they're just slides. And you remember doing slides from, pretty sure it's grade 5 and grade 6. Some of you, this is your 4th year. So for some of you, this will be a review. For some of you, it's new, but we will be doing a few new tasks. Now, the first part we talked about is we'll have a coordinate. For this, I'll put the coordinate of 5, 4. Remember when we have a coordinate like this, the first is the x value and the second is the y value. So if we're looking at it that way, the first thing you'll do is either go left or right down the number line, and second, you'll either go up or down. That's how we plot these points. So the point 5, 4, we go to start at our origin, go over 5 to here, but then go up 4. This is that point. And of course, we want to label it. We'll call it A. So this is A over here. Now that's not the new part. We have labeled it before, but now we're going to do some translations. The first type of translation we're going to do is if they ask you to translate the point and they give you some directions, some like words. So we're going to take this point A, and our first one we're going to do is we're going to move it left 3 and down 2. So we go to the point that we already have, and it's A, and we always do left or right first. We follow the x-axis, so we are going to go to the left 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3, and down 2. If you see, this is 1, 2, 3 to the left, and down 2 spots. I don't want you to always have to draw that in, but that is our new spot. And we will label that A prime. It means when you see the little stick above the letter, what we've done with that is we've translated it, or we've made a transformation. We have changed the original image of A to a new image of A prime, and that's how you say it. So if we were to ask what is the point of this new one, we would go over from our origin to up to, so the new point is at 2, 2, and that's how we would do this question. I'm going to do just one more before I switch to the next one. Let's say we have the point, we'll make it B, and we'll put it way down in our 4th quadrant, so we'll put it maybe -5, -6. And if we look, we're going to plot that. I'll change my colors. We'll go over -5 first, and then -6, so we're right at this spot. And we'll label it B. And again, I'm going to give it some direction. I'll say, well, let's move this one to the right 2 and up 4. That'll be the question. And if we're going to do this, we would take this point that we just put, this point B, and move it right 2 and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our new point would be right here, a little bit big, and that would be B prime. Now all we have to do is figure out where B prime is. If we're looking on our number line, we start at 0, we go to -3 and down to -2. So B prime is -3, -2. And that's how we are going to work with sliding our stuff. Okay, so the next part, that was when we're given a word. But now we're going to do some translations without having direct right, left, or up, down. So first we need a point, and we'll put it, I don't know, let's go at 1, 8. And I'm just making random numbers up here because this is not the important part. We start at our origin, we go over 1 to the right, we go up 8. So this point right there is C. But now I'm going to ask you to translate it according to this. And I'll say something like -3, -8. And what we have to look at this is this first value of -3, is it left or right? And this value of -8, is it up or down? We know that negatives on our number line go to the left. So this is just another way of saying left 3. So we will take our point and we will move it -3 this way, or to the left 3. Now we're up there, and our next direction is -8. And we are up here to start with, and we will move it down 8 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it will end up right there. We will mark it as C prime because we put the prime symbol above it when we've made a a transformation to it, in this case a translation, which is a slide, and then we have to find the new value. Our new coordinate pair for this would be -2, 0. I'll do one more. We will practice these a lot more tomorrow. If I give you a value, D, and I'll put it, let's go -5, -8. So if we were to plot that, it would be way down here, and there's D. And let's give it a translation value. We are going to move this. We are going to slide it. Let's slide it 5 and 4. Now both those are positive numbers, so if we were going to take this point way down here at D, and we were going to move it 5, we would know we'd have to move it to the right 5, because it's positive, and our positive values move to the right down our number line. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It appears that it's on our y-axis. And then we're going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right here would be our new value. We would label it D prime, and then we would just have to figure out what it is. In order to figure this out, we actually didn't go anywhere on our x line, and we went down 4. So that's 2 examples of how to move, how to do our slides in 2 different ways. We have one more way to do. So our last way of doing a slide, I'll put the point first. My point is E is at 8, 5. So we'll go over 8 and up 5. That's our starting point. I think I called it E. But the third way of showing a transformation is with an arrow. And the arrow will be drawn with one point without an arrow. It's actually a ray. But you can see where it starts. It starts up here and it ends down here. What you have to discern is whether you're going left or right with this and whether you're going up or down. Obviously, we see that we're going to the left 1, 2, 3 spots, and we go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. So really what we're going to do is move this to the left 3 and down 5. So remember, we were way over here. We're at E, and we're going to move it over 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to move it, let me just write that for you. And we're going to move it down 5. That'll put our new spot right there. We label it with E prime, and now we just have to say what that spot is. We are going to go 5 to the right down the number line, but we're going to go 0 up or down. So our new spot of E prime is 5, 0. If I was to give you one more last example of the work you're going to be doing tomorrow, I would give you something like F, and I'll put the point way down in the 4th quadrant, -6. Let's go -6, -3. So if we were to plot that, -6 is over here, -3 is right there. We label it F. Now we need an arrow drawn to represent which way we want it to go. The arrow we're going to draw, let's make it look like this. Let's make it a big one. Now, by the way, these will all be done with a ruler. But anyhow, this arrow starts here and ends here. We go left or right first, and it looks like we're going to the right. But one more. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. And we go up 4 spaces. So really this translation, this arrow, is right 5, up 4. So when we do it, we take this F that we had, and we move it to the right 5 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we move up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our new spot right there. We label it F prime because it is a translated thing. We have moved it and changed it into a new spot. And to figure out where it is, there's our origin. We go over -1 and up 1. So it'll be -1, 1. This is the work that you will be doing tomorrow. All right? So we will be working on the 3 types. Now, just to check one more time, if you remember, there are 3 ways that you can have a translation asked for. You can, let's see, my sheet here. You can be asked to take a point. It doesn't really matter what point we have, but I'll put point C at 5, 2. And you could be asked to move it up to, oh, not up to, my bad, my bad. We always do left, right first. Let's go left, 2 spaces, up, 2 spaces. That's one way of being asked to translate or slide something. The other one is it will simply tell you to translate it and will give you 2 integer numbers. And in this case, we will go to the left 2 and up 4. And the third way that they can ask you to translate is they will actually draw an arrow right on the page, and it will tell you, you figure out where the start of the arrow is and the bottom of the arrow is, and that will tell you how much to move your point left or right or up or down. Don't panic, but this is what we'll be doing for tomorrow. Watch it, practice it, and we'll get to it tomorrow.